Welcome to the Farmington Hills Dog Park training video. Viewing this video is one of the requirements for residents to receive their tag and key fob to the dog park. Dog parks are a great way for your dog to socialize with other dogs and run off a lot of energy. The William Grace Dog Park is located on the old William Grace Elementary School's grounds. The dog park offers about 4 acres of fenced-in area. The park is divided into 2 parts, one area for large dogs and another area for smaller dogs up to 22 pounds. Entrance to the park is controlled by a fob system. The park has drinking water seasonally for dogs and bag dispensers for waste disposal. Benches are also available for the owner to sit on. The requirements to use the dog park are the following. You must be a Farmington or Farmington Hills resident. You can register up to 3 dogs per household. 2 dogs per owner-handler are allowed at one time in the park. Complete a registration packet. Packets are available at www.fhgov.com. Search Dog Park or at the Caustic Activity Center located on 11 Mile Road. Show proof of vaccination, rabies and Bordetella, DHLPP, or DAPPL. Dogs must be licensed with Oakland County. License can be purchased at Farmington Hills Treasury Office, located at 31555 West 11 Mile Road in Farmington Hills City Hall. Signed waiver that you have reviewed all of the information in the registration packet and have viewed this video. Pay an annual fee for dog park use. We will now go over a few general rules at the dog park. A complete list of rules is provided in your registration packet. You will need to sign a waiver that you have reviewed all of the rules for the park. No more than 2 dogs per owner or handler are allowed at one time in the park. Dogs must be on a leash when entering and exiting the dog park fenced area. Owners must carry a leash with them at all times in the park. Dogs exhibiting aggressive behavior or barking excessively must be immediately removed from the park. We will cover signs of an aggressive dog later on in this video. Minimum age for users is 18. Children between 6 to 17 years of age may enter with a parent or guardian. Children younger than 6 years of age are not permitted in the dog park. It's estimated that over 4 million people are bitten by dogs annually. Nearly 800,000 of these injuries require hospital visits, and close to 1/2 of these patients are children. Dogs must be supervised at all times. Never leave your dogs in the park unattended. Users must clean up their dog's waste and deposit it in the receptacles provided. No people food, dog food, or treats are allowed in the park. The following dogs are not permitted in the dog park: dogs in heat, dogs under the age of 4 months, dogs with contagious diseases or internal or external parasites. Dog toys or balls are not allowed. For the safety of all registered dogs, please do not allow anyone without a key fob to enter into the dog park. Violations of rules can result in the loss of use of the park.
I really like the dog park because the same dogs come every morning. They've got to know each other really well. They play well together. There's a lot of give and take between the dogs and the parents. And so they're well socialized. And then when they leave the dog park, you can walk the dog and pass others in the street knowing that they're safe and they're friendly to other people and other dogs.
Okay, hi, I'm Laura. This is my dog, Sammy. We both love the park here. She plays with all her friends and goes home exhausted and happy. And I just want to say thanks, Farmington Hills. It's a great park.
I love coming to the dog park. It's a great place to get for my dog's Goldie, for her to get some exercise. And a lot of people go out to coffee every morning. We kind of come here, and it's a nice place to socialize with the adults too. Really nice group of people who really love animals, and so do I.
We are now going to talk to Elaine Chan-Whitlow, a professional dog trainer, about dog behavior. Elaine, tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Elaine. I am a professional dog trainer. I have been professionally training dogs for probably about 10 years.
What is play behavior?
Play behaviors are behaviors that when dogs are friendly, they have already have experience interacting with other dogs before visiting the dog park, often will show an invitation gesture called a play bow. A play bow looks like where the dog's front legs and chest are low while they lift their rear end in the air. Their facial expression is rather relaxed. You can see their ears are up and alert, but not tense. Their tails will be lower or down with a relaxed wagging rhythm. Relaxed wagging rhythm I refers to as something more like this kind of rhythm, but not really quickly twitching in the air because we call that flagging, which can be also a little bit more alarming. The dog's mouth will be partially open, look like they're fixed smiling at each other, and sometimes you may even see the dog hang the tongue out a little bit and looking like they're really happy.
What are some other play behaviors?
Figure tag also looks like where two dogs will be boxing with their paws, jumping up and down. I usually would see this happen when a younger dog wants to invite an older dog to join in with their play. Sometimes when a smaller dog wants to invite a bigger sized dog to want to join into the play, you may see the smaller dog be the one that is initiating the figure tag. The next thing that we notice in play behaviors are exaggerated movement and repetitive movement. These movements include pawing at each other, bouncing up and down, and playing back and forth. Now, when we talk about playing back and forth, some of the things that you want to pay attention is that you don't want to see the dog lunging in and out, but rather you want to see them going up and down, looking like they're wasting a lot of energy and making the play look rather dramatic. Spinning in circles are normal as well, wagging their butt in the air, and also jumping side to side.
Some signs that a dog might be getting aggressive?
When play behavior gets a little bit more serious, we want to be worried about the playing and show concern. One of the things that you will notice is bullying behavior. Bullying behavior means that the dogs are picking on each other or purposely pinning down one dog. The bully dog in the dog park tends to pick on the dog that are less active and a little bit more quiet. The position-wise speaking, one of the positions that we want to avoid, that we don't want to see a lot in normal play or healthy play behavior, is called a T position. T position meaning a dog is standing this way with the head this way and the tail this way, where the other dog is putting his chin or their muzzle over the other dog's back. And sometimes they actually would do that and they stop the dog underneath them from moving around or going to find their friends to play, which that can also make both parties get a little bit more nervous and the play can turn into be something a little bit more serious.
How can you tell when dogs are getting rough with each other?
When playing gets too rough, dogs sometimes will physically slam into each other. Although I understand that there are some dogs likes to play more physical and get more body slamming, but not every dog enjoys that place, and sometimes that really do need the owner to step in and intervene and give each dog some breaking time. Pushing another dog and pinning a dog down, like we said before, can also cause a lot of stress. And if the dog already shows signs of avoidance, they don't want to continue being pinned down, owner needs to step in as well. Chase is a behavior that dogs do love to do at a dog park because they have to big, large space to run around, and they are not used to running around in a space that is that big. That means that a lot of dogs enjoy just letting their energy go and chase. However, chase behavior can be very, very dangerous. Also, chase behavior comes with stalking behaviors, can often lead to something that we really need to talk about called prey drive or predatory instinct. Sometimes trainers call that predatory aggression.
Can you explain predatory instinct?
Predatory instinct is an instinct for the dogs to want to hunt and to kill. So when anything is running really fast or dogs are chasing each other, sometimes they may even forget about that they're playing because the play gets too serious, looking like a real kill. One of the really dangerous things that you don't want to let the dog experience, and it is also another reason why dog parks separate a large dogs and small dog, is because when a large dog is chasing after a small dog, often these small dogs cannot have a safe place to retreat or hide or run away from the big dogs. They may squirm or make these vocalization that sounded like they're hurt. And when that happens, what the big dogs will do is to want to pound on them some more and possibly lead to a rather serious fight. So pay attention to your dog and do not let your dog practice stalking behavior and chasing another dog, but a little bit of it is always fun.
What are some other kinds of aggressions dogs show?
There are a few types of aggression that I'm concerned at the dog park. Number one is fear aggression. Fear aggression usually is meaning the dog does not have proper social skills or lack of proper socialization and they're afraid. Second is possessive aggression. Dogs can be guarding their owner, a dog friend, or a toy or resting spot like a bench in a dog park, or something that the dog sees valuable. Common things that the dog will guard at the dog park sometime is the water bowl. So we have to be very careful that we're noticing these signs early and intervene and prevent the dog from practicing resource guarding behavior, which can lead into possessive aggression.
Some dogs have learned behaviors that affect the way they play with other dogs at the park.
Learned behavior sometimes relates to owners' response to their dog. Owners that are punishing their dog or grabbing their dog often or yelling at their dog sometimes can trigger an atmosphere where the dog is not feeling relaxed anymore. Learned aggression can also be where every time a dog comes up to another dog, an owner is preventing them to play, and sometimes that can also stress a dog out. Pain-related aggression means the dog is physically not well. The dogs are not in good health to visit a dog park. Now remember, when your dog is not feeling well, they tend to hide their pain. So sometimes owner may think that, oh, well, let's just go take the dog to the dog park, but not knowing that the dog actually may not be having a good time. Dominant aggression or same-sex aggression, meaning that when dogs are intact, they're not spayed or neutered, often tries to dominate each other, and that's how dominant aggression can start. We do recommend dogs who are intact and female in heat in season do not visit a dog park.
Some signs that a dog might fight.
Warning signals happen right before a dog fight, such as a snark. A snark is a big aggressive display, comes with lots of vocalizations, barking and growling. Sometimes when dogs are playing, even though it can be confused with fighting, is that the barking can happen. However, snark is a little bit different. You notice the barking increase in volume and also intensity. Tiff is when between two dogs, usually when they're playing, they're having an argument over something, such as one dog may be laying down, doesn't want to play, and the other dog insists of playing, or some dog may be violating another dog's space or resources. Scuffle. It's not just the vocal part of it, like the snarking, barking at each other, but scuffle also means the dog is involving some body movement where they might be jumping over each other, bouncing, side slamming, and it looks rather dramatic. Freezing up, it could be almost the opposite of a scuffle, but that also could be a precursor to a fight. The dogs are playing, having all the movement, but all of a sudden the body becomes extremely tense, extremely stiff. This is a dog who is feared or nervous and ready to attack. The stiffness in the body sometimes looks like a stiff leg stance where the back leg is stiffening up. This position looks like the dog is holding the body up and looking rather confident. Sometimes the stiffness of the body is accompanied with the dog who are rather confident or maybe more dominant in terms of personality. This position also sometimes looks like the dog is trying to hold his breath and make themselves look like they're ready to attack. Their back could also be arched back a little bit and ready to lunge forward. Direct staring without blinking also is a common warning signals. Direct staring sometimes also means that the dog has an intense focus on one particular dog in the park that they may want to pick on. Sometimes the intense staring also means the dog is fixating their eye contact on one thing. Sometimes you may see the intense staring comes with a stalking position, but their eyes are definitely fixate on the dog that they want to use as target. Snapping has two different types. A snapping that could be a snapping that is just air snap, which means the dog is deliberately missing its target. Or for some dog, when they really feel cornered and uncomfortable, they will snap to actually lead into possibly nipping at another dog. Sometimes the dogs are showing their teeth, the lips are draw black, they're showing tension in their muzzle and their face. This is clearly showing that the dog is not comfortable with their play anymore and they need to be immediately removed.
How do you stop a dog fight?
First, when breaking up a dog fight, we have to understand there is potential for anyone to get bit. Do not step in between the dogs or try grabbing them by reaching your hands near their collar or their neck area during the fight. This is an extremely risky movement for the owners to do. Number one, I recommend is before you visit a dog park, knowing that things can go ugly, not as planned, you have to kind of picture how you will respond and how you will react to situations if your dog were to start a fight or some other dog is coming to attack them. By planning in advance, you will have a mental picture to help you stay relaxed and stay calm if you do see a dog fight break out. The first signs of a dog fight breaks out, do not scream at the dog, do not hit any dogs. This will only intensify the fight and make the situation a whole lot worse. If you are not experienced, I would not recommend trying to break up a dog fight by yourself. Always yell for help to have somebody else to step in to help you. As you are doing that, I will recommend you to stay calm. Instruct your helper how to help you break up the dogs, such as asking another person to please go ahead and grab this dog to help me out while I go ahead and get this dog out of the situation. The safest way to go in to break up a dog fight, if you know the dogs and you have helped, you can grab a leash immediately, walk up to the dog, loop the leash around the dog's back, loin of the area by their belly, and thread the leash around the loop and pull them away. This can also be helpful if you happen to not let the fight carry on for too long, where the fight isn't too serious. After that, you want to immediately drag the dog who is involved in the fight to the fence and secure them by either locking them there or tying them there if you have to go back to get another dog. Now, if there is a dog fight breakout with more than 2 dogs fighting, you have to be rather quickly be able to secure a dog or have another person help you hold on to it and go back to help save the other 2 dogs who are maybe still involving in a fight. Some of the other ideas of breaking up a dog fight could be using a squirt bottle, maybe a drinking bottle that has like a sport bottle that you can squirt. Sometimes that can help to just give a dog some distractions. Another idea could be just dumping a bowl of water over the dog's head when you see them, in a dog fight. Loud noises often helps too, by dropping a metal bowl if there is a bowl nearby where you're standing, or making a bang noise on a camp table that is out in the middle of the dog park. Sometimes certain pet owners, they're a little bit more experienced, may carry the whistle with them or air horn, so you can just push it or blow the whistle to use a loud sound to distract the dogs, and hopefully when they notice the loud sound, they have a moment to look, and that gives you a chance to walk up and briefly pull them by their back. Another idea that I have for breaking up a dog fight is tossing a jacket or blanket over the dog. When you toss a jacket over the 2 dogs who are involving in a fight, that gives you a chance to have them not knowing where the target is, then that way you can just grab the back, and hopefully by that you have time to pull them away. Another thing that is helpful, and I do recommend if you are very new to visiting the dog park, or you're not a very experienced dog owner, or you're visiting the dog park on your own, it's a citronella-based spray called Direct Stop, or another brand makes it called Spray Shield. I also like to recommend the brand that is made by Sentry. It's called Stop That Spray. This spray has a pheromone within the sound deterrent. The spray works really well. When you press on the spray, it emits a sound that is like a psst noise. And often when the dog hears that, they do immediately calm themselves down. With the pheromone spray, it can calm the dog down immediately after the scuffle, so that can also help them to relax.
Thank you for informing us about dog behavior. We are now going to show the proper way to enter and leave the dog park. When you arrive at the dog park, you must have your dog on a leash. The fob breeder is located on the right side of the main gate. Enter the fenced-in area when it is clear of other dogs and owners. You now need to remove your dog's leash. Open the gate to the large or small dog area. Often, dogs like to come over and see the dog that has just arrived at the park. Trying to unleash and control your dog can be difficult outside of the fenced-in area. When you leave the park, you must leash your dog before leaving the entry gate.
Blaze and I really enjoy the dog park. We come here daily, and one of the benefits of coming to the dog park is that Blaze learns from other dogs, and that behavior transitions when we go home. She's more relaxed, she's not as hyper, she's easy to follow directions at home after her morning run.
Russell and I love coming to the dog park. It works out very well. We get to see other dogs and get to talk to their owners, and Russell likes to be petted by the owners after he's run with the dog, so it works out very well.
This is Emmett, the black and white one's Emmett, and this is Floyd, and we like to come to the dog park because we just like to come out and play.
Dog parks can be a great experience for dogs and their owners. It's a good place for them to socialize and engage in healthy exercise. We thank you for viewing this video. If you have any questions about the dog park, please call Farmington Hills Caustic Center at 248-473-1800.